Well, thousands of foreign criminals will be deported from England and Wales to free up space in our overcrowded prisons. The Justice Secretary has laid out plans to remove some of the 10,000 foreign-born nationals currently in custody in our jails. In a move the government claims will save £70,000 to the taxpayer per inmate. It comes after it emerged last week that judges were being told not to jail some defendants due to a lack of prison cells in England and Wales. Just a few hundred left at the end of last week, we were told. Well, joining me right now to discuss this is former Humberside police officer and founder of campaign group We Are Fair Cop, is Harry Miller. Good afternoon to you.
Always a pleasure, Julia.
Thank you so much for joining us. Look, we've long had a lot of foreign criminals in our jails, and they cost an awful lot of money to keep behind bars. And the idea is actually you serve your sentence and then you're deported as soon as you leave it. Actually, we've seen again and again, people aren't deported even after they've served their full sentence. They claim, oh, you know, I've got a right to privacy or family life or something of that. Oh, I've got a pet cat or something nonsense, and they're able to stay. This is about bringing this whole process forward, that you get sentenced, you put it behind bars, and at the earliest opportunity, we deport you to your home country. I suppose the first question is, what's not to like?
Well, I think you just made one of the great cases for getting out of the European Convention of Human Rights, because what we should be able to do as a nation is to look at these criminals, particularly foreign criminals, and go, you're not welcome here, bye-bye, and put them on the first flight home. That's what should happen. Now, the other thing that we have to do is because we can't keep building prisons, and we can't rely on, what are they doing, converting portaloos and sort of cabins into makeshift pop-up prisons. We can't rely on that either. What we need to do is get to the root cause of criminality. And as far as I can tell, the number one cause of criminality is criminals. That's just a fact. So what we need to do is stop the criminals, catch the criminals, and lock up the criminals. Now, I remember a time, not that many years ago, when the police would interface with the community, and they would set up things like neighbourhood watch schemes. They would show them how to secure their houses. They would show them how to walk down a street at night and mitigate the risk to being robbed or attacked. At a recent community engagement stall in Leicestershire that I attended, rather than promoting that sort of sensible crime prevention stuff, Leicestershire Police took it upon themselves to show us pictures of Donald Trump that said lies, 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 to denounce fascism, to say that we were a country of migrants. And get this, they exhorted the public to make racists afraid again.
Yeah.
This was from a police force. Make racists afraid again. That is not the way to solve crime. If anything, that is the way to promote crime.
Well, exactly. And this is the thing, it's about priorities, isn't it? And that's one of the things people have been frustrated by. But when this story emerged last week that we've got 88,225 prison places, there's just under 560 prison places left last week. Crown Court judges were issued instructions last week saying, look, can you delay sentencing if you've got people who are out already on bail, if they've been convicted, you know, they're going to be convicted, can we just leave them out on bail so we can delay the sentencing because we haven't got anywhere to put them right now? And this is because people are actually serving longer sentences. They've gone up by 55% number of sentences for many people. But part of that is we don't sentence people to jail for a lot of the things that a lot of people think they should be sentenced to, for prolific shoplifting and the like. By the time someone goes to jail, it's for a series of serious of crimes or a huge number of what some people might call minor crimes. But this is the issue, isn't it? We've got to nip it in the bud. We've got to nip the criminal in the bud very, very early on, and we do this. There's been a great initiative in Humberside, my old muckers, called Operation Galaxy, where they've made the environment incredibly hostile for criminals. We have a thing called hotspot policing, where the police take known areas of criminality and they go in there and they make that hotspot very uncomfortable for criminals, and they reduce crime by around about 17%. Yep. Now, it turns out if we allow our police officers to do policing, they're actually quite good at it. You crazy guy. It'll never catch on. What about the foreign criminals in particular? And we know certainly that huge number of, say, Albanians behind bars, and there are certain nationalities that are much more highly represented. We're spending £500 million a year keeping foreign nationals in our prisons. Now, there'll be many people who are foreign nationals, but they have a right to be here previously. They have their residence in this country. They may have children born here and the like. But again, depending on how serious the crime is, people would say, well, yeah, but you've forfeited your right to stay in the country if you've been convicted of rape or other very, very serious crime. We don't want you anymore. And you should have thought of that before you committed the crime. And you can either be split from your family or you can take your family with you. It's not our problem anymore. Now, we're told by the human rights lawyers that this is terribly heartless. I'm thinking, why are they so heartless towards the population here who just want to be safe?
Yeah, it's not heartless, is it? It's practical. We have a right to protect ourselves, and if you're a foreign national and you come to this country, that you enter into a tacit agreement with the law of our land to obey it. And if you don't obey the law of that land, then tough titty, we're going to get rid of you. Bye bye. That's the way it should be. I don't think there's anything heartless about that. It's not our job to make foreign criminals, feel all cosy and welcome. We don't want them to feel cosy. We don't want them to feel welcome. We want them to bugger off. It's as simple as that. So let's send them. Let's get rid of them and let's do it now.
I'm always amazed by how long it takes to organise any of these things and the huge variety of legal challenges that there are. But this all really is only coming about because of this pressure on prison numbers. We've got apparently just one prison currently being built, even though the Justice Department predicts they're going to need another sort of 10 or 20,000 places in coming years. We're constantly told, well, we're imprisoning so many people, and yet we're all going, hold on a minute, you can shoplift every single day from the same shop, as local shopkeepers on my local high street keep telling me, and the police won't even arrest these people, let alone bother taking them to court. They go, it's a waste of time, they're never going to be convicted and they won't be punished if they are. We just have this really strange thing, don't we? We're just we haven't got enough prison places, but we're not building enough new prison places, and we've got criminals who are just getting away with it. We're not investigating lots of crimes. It's a very strange state of affairs, and that the solution is we'll get rid of the foreign prisoners as opposed to a full root and branch reappraisal of how we do criminal justice.
We need root and branch reform. We need to make people realise that there is no free pass in this life, that being a low-level scumbag criminal who gets their weekly shopping by stealing it from Tesco's, that is not a valid life choice. And there has to be a consequence. Yeah. If you make that life choice and you get caught, there has to be a consequence.
Exactly. Harry Miller from Fair Cop, thank you so much. Always so good to talk.